Can you feel that energy buzzing through Lucas Oil Stadium as we finally approach the start of training camp? The big news hitting our Indianapolis Colts camp is that fourth-round rookie Bryce Boettcher is legitimately pushing for a starting linebacker role after dominating during minicamp. It is absolutely wild to think a two-sport athlete and former walk-on could provide the immediate defensive spark we desperately need after last year's struggles. And honestly, the more details come out, the harder it is to ignore what is going on behind the scenes. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and comment your name and city below. Let's get into it. Indianapolis Colts fans should pay close attention to Bryce Boettcher, the fourth-round pick from Oregon, who is emerging as a legitimate contender for a starting role on our defense. After a draft season where we lacked a first-round pick due to the Sauce Gardner trade, finding an impact player in the later rounds is a massive development for a unit that ranked just 23rd overall last season. Boettcher is a unique athlete who also signed with the Houston Astros, and he brings a versatile skill set that allows him to cover tight ends and provide much-needed speed to our linebacking core. According to Stephen Holder of ESPN, Boettcher took significant snaps with the starting defense during June minicamps, which signaled to the coaching staff that he is ready to compete for real playing time. And I'll be straight with you, this news hit our fan base with a wave of cautious optimism because we desperately need fresh talent to anchor the middle of the field. His background as a walk-on who finished his final college season with 136 tackles and 6 passes defended proves he has the drive to succeed at this level. Matt Holder of the Bleacher Report scouting department noted that his smooth movement and change of direction make him an asset in man-to-man coverage, which is exactly what Lou Anarumo needs to tighten up our defensive scheme. The expectation is that when rookies report on July 27th, he will continue his upward trajectory toward the starting lineup. It remains to be seen how he will handle the transition to full pads and the physicality of professional blockers, but his early success during the spring suggests he is ready for the challenge. Fourth-round pick Bryce Boettcher is rapidly becoming the most unexpected centerpiece of our defensive rebuild, signaling a significant shift in how the Indianapolis Colts prioritize late-round talent. This surge comes after our defense struggled through a difficult 2026 campaign, finishing ranked 23rd overall, which forced the front office to seek immediate impact players regardless of draft status. Boettcher, a versatile two-sport athlete who spent time in the Houston Astros system, brings a unique blend of speed and coverage ability that was clearly missing from our linebacker unit last season. According to Matt Holder of the Bleacher Report scouting department, his smooth movement and change of direction skills make him a natural fit for covering tight ends, a major deficiency for our squad in recent years. Here is where it gets interesting as we consider that walk-on players from college often carry a level of grit that translates well to the professional game. The coaching staff, led by Shane Steichen, likely views Boettcher as a blank canvas who has the raw discipline to master the nuances of a complex three-down defensive scheme without the typical rookie ego. Behind closed doors, General Manager Chris Ballard is undoubtedly thrilled to see such high value from a fourth-round selection, especially considering the absence of a first-round pick following the major Sauce Gardner trade. While seasoned veterans usually command the spotlight in July, the competition Boettcher is providing confirms that our leadership is prioritizing actual on-field production over draft pedigree. It reminds me of the classic teams we have cheered for in the past, where unheralded acquisitions eventually define the culture of the entire defense. If Boettcher maintains this trajectory throughout the upcoming training camp sessions, he will force the coaching staff to reconsider their depth chart priorities entirely before the season opener kicks off. With our squad hungry to reclaim defensive respectability after a disappointing 23rd ranking last season, the emergence of Bryce Boettcher is exactly the kind of underdog story that resonates with our fan base. While many focus on the splashy trades involving top-tier talent, it is the grit of a former walk-on like Boettcher that truly defines our identity heading into this crucial training camp. Here's what people are missing. The fourth-round pick out of Oregon is doing more than just filling a roster spot. He is fundamentally challenging the status quo in our linebacking core. According to Stephen Holder of ESPN, Boettcher took significant snaps with the starting defense during minicamp, signaling that head coach Shane Steichen and general manager Chris Ballard are prioritizing playmaking speed over veteran tenure. This shift matters because our defense struggled mightily to contain mobile opponents last year, and having a dual-sport athlete who excels at covering tight ends man-to-man provides a necessary tactical advantage. Looking ahead to our slate of divisional games, being able to neutralize athletic targets in the middle of the field will be the difference between winning tight contests and letting leads slip away in the fourth quarter. If Boettcher secures that starting role, he stabilizes a unit that was previously considered a liability, potentially elevating our overall playoff ceiling significantly. His transition from the baseball diamond to the gridiron brings a professional work ethic that we have been craving. And watching him battle for these reps in the coming weeks will reveal if our defense is finally ready to compete at an elite level. As Indianapolis Colts fans, we should watch his development closely, because this could be the definitive move that transforms our defensive identity for the entire 2026 season. While we were disappointed to lose our first-round selection to the Sauce Gardner trade, the buzz surrounding Bryce Boettcher is genuinely encouraging for our defense. The upside here is substantial, as Boettcher arrives in Indianapolis with the rare athletic profile of a two-sport athlete who brings high-level movement skills to our linebacking core. Because he was a walk-on at Oregon who fought his way into a significant role, we know he has the grit to compete. This is where it gets real, as we must weigh that potential against the obvious risk of relying on a fourth-round pick to immediately stabilize a unit that struggled significantly last season. Skeptics rightly point out that transitioning from college to the professional level is a massive jump. And even with his 136 tackles and 6 passes defended, the speed of the NFL often exposes even the most talented rookies. While Matt Holder of the Bleacher Report scouting department highlights his ability to cover tight ends man-to-man, he still has to prove he can handle the complex assignments in Lou Anarumo's defensive scheme. We are also watching how other newcomers like CJ Allen and AJ Halsey integrate into the rotation, as the competition for snaps will be fierce during training camp. Here's where I land on this. I appreciate the optimism surrounding Boettcher, but I believe the media is getting a bit ahead of itself by assuming he is a lock for a starting job this early. While his athleticism is certainly an asset for us, we need to see him demonstrate consistent discipline with his assignments before we crown him a savior for a defense that ranked 23rd overall last year. Let's see how he handles the pads and the full contact drills once the team officially reports to camp later this month. As we look at the broader landscape of the NFL, it is clear that the Indianapolis Colts are quietly building a foundation meant to restore our defensive prowess after last year's 23rd place ranking. By aggressively targeting high-upside rookies like Bryce Boettcher, our front office is signaling a commitment to speed and versatility that should pay dividends as we move toward 2027. We should feel a sense of cautious optimism heading into this season, because this youth movement is not just about filling roster spots, but rather identifying long-term building blocks who can execute the scheme under Shane Steichen. And this is the part that gets me. The emergence of Boettcher as a starting contender, despite being a fourth-round pick, highlights the sheer competitive drive currently permeating our training camp facility. His dual-sport background as a former Oregon walk-on suggests a level of grit that our defensive unit has lacked, and seeing him take snaps with the first team alongside CJ Allen and AJ Halsey provides a genuine reason for hope. While the lack of a first-round pick was a hurdle, the team is successfully prioritizing players who possess the specific athleticism required to neutralize tight ends in man-to-man coverage. This shift toward a more agile, high-motor defensive identity is exactly the trajectory needed to turn our fortunes around in a very difficult division. We are finally building a squad that reflects the toughness Indianapolis demands on every single snap of the football. With camp officially arriving on July 27th, which of our 3 rookie defensive contributors, Boettcher, Allen, or Halsey, do you believe will have the biggest impact this season? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. For the Shoe, I'll see you in the next one.